Hi, y'all. This week's podcast is sponsored by yours truly, Eileen's Beauty Salon in Winburn, Pennsylvania.
Welcome to the final week of the Tonto's Demise regular season podcast for this year. I'm Detonators, Tonto Bull 6 champ, and potentially Tonto Bull 12 champ.
Little presumptuous, but I am Matt Datling, Tonto Bull 1 and Tonto Bull 3 champion. And I'm not going to say whether I'm going to win this year's championship. I'm not that much a hubris.
But you could, because you are also in the playoffs, my friend.
I am not guaranteed. I'm not mathematically guaranteed to be in the playoffs.
This is true, and neither am I officially, but it's pretty much in the bank for both of us. It's going to take a huge week from, is it Jimmy?
It's Mr. Crick, yes.
Mr. Crick. He's going to have a monster 200 and maybe 50-point game, and we're going to have like a 100-point game for him to have a chance.
Well, I mean, knowing my luck, it could happen. So I'm not going to say I'm here for sure, but I got one foot in the door, and I'm really hoping to close that door because it's starting to get cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside. And I'm just going to say I'm in the playoffs because it feels good to say that, you know?
I mean, when's the last time you said that, Brian?
2009. It's been a long time. Long time coming.
Brian, what are you doing?
Just gonna hold on. I gotta back this thing up, man. Gotta back this thing up.
Where are you backing it up to?
I'm backing it up into the playoffs with my loss. I don't care how I get in the playoffs. I'm in the playoffs and I'm backing in.
Even though the man was disrespected, he's still going into the playoffs.
I don't care how I get in the playoffs, and it just feels good to be here. You know, it's gonna take a lot to kind of quiet me down this week because I'm just too excited. I'm sick, but I don't care. I'm in the playoffs. I've been 5 years, a half a decade since I can say I was in the playoffs.
I mean, I don't know what that feels like, Brian. I'm rarely not in the playoffs.
Well, it feels great. I'll tell you that much to be back.
Well, if you are in the playoffs and you do win a championship, perhaps there'll be another trophy hidden in Craig's house. Hey, Brian, let me pick up the old newspaper. See what we got here today.
Checking out the comics.
Well, first I'm doing the Black Friday ads. You know, Best Buy's got a good deal. So does Giant Eagle, Eaton Park, get a free cookie. But you know, it's okay. Let's go. We're going to the old obituaries. We're gonna see who is deceased from the league today. Big moment. Big moment. Big moment.
What do we got here?
Well, we've got. It's a really long obituary, but it's not of a description of him. It's actually all the names he goes by.
Oh no!
But we're just gonna go with We're gonna go with the current one, which is Midgets Baking Cookies, deceased today.
Deceased on this 26th day of November, which and it says right here, Midgets Baking Cookies, who for some reason is very fascinated with little people, died unexpectedly at the hands of Des Bryant. He almost came to save the day when he got him over 25 points this past week in the Rape Herd Round the World. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough because Forsett drove the stake through his heart on Monday night.
Do you think Josh foresaw that?
Foresaw the Forsett?
I believe, yeah. Foresee the foresaw the Forsett.
I think he did. I think he read it in the cards. It also says that the detonators were pissing their pants watching the Monday Night Football game. It's weird that they would mention me in the obituary.
That is weird that you're in the obituary. I mean, is that like a sign of things to come? I think so.
I don't think so. And he was so excited to see Forsett get into the end zone and officially kill Midgets Baking Cookies, a.k.a. Eileen Cuts Hair.
Also, that I will have to say that Monday night game was the only time I literally rooted for Bean, knowing that I would have to buy him a Dolce Spud. It was like, go for set. Do it, man. I'll do anything to make the playoffs. Even buy a guy like Bean a Dolce Spud.
which I know he's so excited about.
It's kind of, I mean, that's the fat kid in him.
Yep. And anyways, going on, it says Midget's cuts hair, or I'm sorry, Midget's baking cookies. There's so many freaking names. Will be most likely survived by Julius Thomas and the Seattle D because there's no one else worth keeping on the team. Well, that's kind of harsh.
Well, I mean, you look up and down his roster. He went crazy. He took C.J. Spiller, watched me and Bean make the same mistake, and he thought, you know what, I can change this guy. But obviously, it's wrong. Ruben Randall's pretty good, but I mean, you took Dwayne Bowe, and I mean, this guy hasn't caught a touchdown pass since the Clinton administration.
And then finally, it says cause of death: a child beater and two crap
Child beater. Oh,
AP.
Oh, okay.
child beater and two crap quarterbacks that couldn't get anything done.
Sorry, man, Andy Dalton. I mean, that's a terrible pick to think of. And I can't blame it, Cam Newton. I can't blame him on Cam Newton, dude. The guy's great. He's just hurt, and Carolina decided that you don't need receivers to win games.
Anyways, Josh, we will see you next year when you're going to go for your three-peat of not making the playoffs. I know that you are losing interest in fantasy football, and I can see why. It's tough whenever you don't make the playoffs for consecutive years. Just ask me.
Wow, Josh, I feel bad for you. I did not encourage Brian to put that hurting on you. I'm rooting for you, buddy. Maybe next year you'll come back with some gumption, and you want to prove to us, or prove to Brian mainly, that you are good, and hey, you can back your way into the playoffs too.
That's true. You could, but you're not going to do it this year. Why don't you go to the community college, sign up for your haiku class, and come up with some better poetry for next year?
Wow, that's insulting.
I love this poetry.
Did you? What kind of?
It's a backhanded compliment.
It's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh man. Well, he's not going to back his way to the playoffs. He's going to twerk it.
Twerk into the playoffs.
That's right.
He's going to do a twerk moonwalk.
You want to twerk it?
Because he's backing into the playoffs. You get it?
I get it.
Okay.
It's a hard thing to process. All right, here, Brian.
Oh, sounds like a notebook.
Yeah, I know it's hard. It's these newfangled papers they make these days. Strong paper, notebook paper. Looks like the other guy his team that deceased is You My Puddin', other lovingly known as Michael Myers. You Might Puddin' and Michael Myers. Could you just imagine Michael Myers having a piece of pudding, saying he doesn't even let me talk. How's he gonna say "You My Puddin'" to you before he stabs you in the back?
I don't know. I don't know how he does that. But
Purely through the music.
he will be remembered this year for simply having the team name You My Puddin' and keeping it the entire year, which I believe is intentional. I think Jeff listens every week, and he keeps it up there just to mess with us. And he keeps the same picture up there just to mess with us.
Probably. I mean, he definitely keeps track of his team. He fought hard this year. His cause of death was Jay Cutler. And I know, and I kind of liken Jay Cutler to Michael Myers because you just can't kill him. And Jay Cutler, like he'll kill you 1 minute, and he throws touchdowns, and the next minute you think he's dead because the next game that he plays in, he only throws the ball 7 times. He gets 3 interceptions and he gets like 85 yards. Then he rises back up from the ashes, throws for like 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. And you're like, oh my God, he's back. He's back. And then the next game, boom, 1 touchdown, like 5 interceptions. And I don't know, whatever it was when he played Green Bay. I mean, that was a great memory.
I hate that. Killed me.
Killed you. Well, yes, but he was dead.
Yeah.
So, but then the next game he played, he came back to life. So I think Jay Cutler is the NFL's version of Michael Myers.
It's a great analogy. And he does it all while looking like the biggest douchebag frat boy that you've ever seen. Agreed?
100%. But he has one hell of a hot wife.
Yeah, but it still makes him biggest douchebag.
Well, I mean, you give him credit for the wife.
Sure, I'll give him some credit.
You know who his wife is?
I can't think of her off the top of my head.
Kristen Cavallari.
She was on The League. I remember I saw that episode.
Yeah, as his wife.
Wow.
Would you say she's hot?
Very.
Exactly.
Still a frat boy. Anyway, he is definitely You My Puddin's cause of death.
Wait a minute. I'm a frat boy.
Oh, awkward.
I was in a co-ed fraternity.
You were in a dork frat club. Dorky frat.
It was community service, Brian.
Exactly, a nerd frat.
I'm sure Jay Huber would have something to say about you saying a dork frat. I was doing something good.
He was also in a dork frat.
What was his?
It was business, I believe.
Oh, that's different.
Business frat.
That was him trying to get ahead in the real world frat. That wasn't. I'm going to help the people and meet girls at the same time.
Okay, so that's the main reason.
It was.
It always is.
Of course, it's what everybody does.
All right, back to this obituary. It says that he will most likely be survived by Bishop Sankey and DeAndre Hopkins, the real number one receiver for the Houston Texans.
Well, that's only because they don't have a real quarterback.
True. Does it say anything else in there for this guy?
I don't think so.
Anything else on the obituary?
It says here he fought hard, and Vernon Davis literally curb stomped him to death, and that is the reason that he lost, because Vernon Davis is such a terrible player this year that I feel I could put a San Francisco 49er uniform on and do better than he could.
That's an awful way to die.
And also he has the worst balding faux hawk fade I've ever seen in my life.
You're just a little bit jealous, probably.
No, I'm actually happier being me than I would be being Vernon Davis, and I can 100% say that.
You would rather be Matthew Detling, Rivers Casino dealer, rather than a tight end for the San Francisco Giants.
Well, since the San Francisco Giants don't exist, yes, I would rather be.
Wow, 49ers.
Get your facts straight, Ryan.
All right. Well, we hope that Michael Myers, a.k.a. You My Puddin', returns next year to fight again. Hey, you made it to the championship game last year. Who knows what will happen next year?
I'd also like to clarify, I'd love to see Vernon Davis in a San Francisco Giants uniform. He'd be playing baseball and even more lost than he is now when a ball gets thrown in his direction. All right, Brian, we have one more team that has made the obituary list today.
I wonder who that could be.
This is a shocker. This is something you don't see very often in our 12 years of history. Yeah. I think this has only happened 2 other times. Once the first year when it was the toughest, and back in 2009,
great year
when you won the championship, which you knew something had to be off. It's none other than the Springfield Isotopes. This is a tough one for me. This is like he's an ally and an Axis at the same time with me. We've disagreed and agreed over the years. Had crazy email battles back and forth. He's threatened to quit the league over
Who hasn't?
I haven't. I love my league. I'm loyal to the end. But this guy's like, this is like burying a 4-star general.
Yeah.
We should have like a 21 gun salute for this guy.
Absolutely.
He is one of the most important founding fathers of our league. And this year,
this is like Michael Jackson dying.
Wow, Michael Jackson. Jesus.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, except for Craig didn't have any hit songs or diddle children.
That we know of.
That we know of. I do know that Craig has a partial taste for the 18-year-olds, but at least he keeps it legal.
Yeah.
And I applaud him for that. I mean, who doesn't want to go after the 18-year-olds? You go, Craig. You go. But yeah, burying this guy's tough. We like him a lot. We respect the competition, and we know every year he's there, it's going to be a battle.
Yep.
And
who else is going to trade away Des Bryant just to try to survive?
Not me, man. It's like I'm going down. The captain's going down with the ship.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: he traded Des Bryant for Golden Tate, but then when I tried to ask him, he wanted Calvin Johnson. That's the type of guy he is.
Exactly. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He's trying to get everything he can out of
He
it.
knew Josh wasn't making playoffs.
Yeah. Did he? Did he know that?
In the back of his mind.
Well, I don't know if he was like, "Hey, I'll cripple Josh by taking away Golden Tate, and I'll give him Des Bryant." I don't think that was like, that's the way he's not going to make the playoffs.
No, I know, but he's like, Josh, you can take you can take Des Bryant because you're not going anywhere. He's not going to give me Des Bryant. He's going to give you Des Bryant.
So he saw Josh as no competition
Exactly.
to fight in the future.
Yeah.
I gotcha. But okay, well, yeah. I mean, that's hey, Craig.
It's the kind of manager he is.
It's the kind of manager he is.
Yeah.
He's a tough cookie. He's like the guy in the Navy, a sailor who's like got like a cigar in his mouth, and he's like got the gun on his shoulders, firing at the planes in Japan. And he's like I'm gonna die, and everyone's gonna die with me, and I'm gonna take this ship down to the grave. And
He gets shot like 50 times.
yeah, and he still
Somehow.
stumbles to the gun, and he pulls that trigger, and he shoots down 3 more planes before he himself goes. He's talked about for hundreds of years. You go to Pearl Harbor, Springfield Isotope's name is on that boat. That's the type of guy this is.
And when he dies, he has some awesome catchphrase, that will be repeated for years to come. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
I don't know. I'm sure he would tell us his catchphrase.
yeah, we'll have to ask him from the grave.
We will. I mean, we might have a Ouija board present at the moment.
Now, if the Isotopes die next year and they don't make the playoffs again, then he won't get this kind of reception, at his wake.
right.
But since it has been a while, we felt like he's worthy of such a burial.
He is. Actually, we had a viewing, and
we did.
not many people showed up.
Who was there?
Homer Simpson.
Yep.
Well, I guess it would be Matt Groening.
Yeah.
Drew Homer Simpson there.
Yeah.
And we walked there, and there's only one other guy at the pew, and I was like, God, who that guy looks so familiar there at the front, and I was like, nah, couldn't be, could it? No. And I walked up, and well, first I went to look at the Springfield Isotopes body of work, and I said my goodbyes, and then I turned around, and sure enough, there he was. It was none other than Eddie Vedder.
Fitting. Very fitting.
Very fitting. And I said, holy crap, that's Eddie Vedder. And I said, what are you doing here? He's like, well, I love my fans. And I know Craig's one of the biggest fans I ever had. Goes to as many concerts as he can. Burns all my concerts illegally. But being that I'm from the grunge era, I respect that. I don't need money. I'm rich. And I said, wow, okay. And then, then for a while we talked about our mutual love of Mookie Blaylock, one of the greatest basketball players ever. Talked about Seattle Coffee. Talked about Kurt Cobain and how crazy he was. And we talked about how many drummers he's had in his band, in Pearl Jam. And then we talked about when the night him and his band opened up for Rolling Stones at PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
Of
course. Me and Craig were there together.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I got a little Dewey was passed down from Mrs. D'Arcangelo, and
We didn't even talk about the Isotopes.
no, we did not talk about the Isotopes. We talked about music, man. Craig's right there with me. If it was my team's funeral and he saw my favorite lead singer sitting there on the pew, and he'd go talk to him about music, and and he wouldn't care that's the lead singer Hootie and the Blowfish.
Darius Rucker.
And then somewhere the one girl that still loves me would be sitting at the pew, and you know what he would say?
What?
Let her cry. Let her cry.
That's beautiful. All right, so what's your point with this whole wake for the Isotopes?
Well, me and Eddie got to talking because now we're friends. We're like first name buddies. We both have a mutual hatred of Weezer. Apparently, Weezer, he said, is one of the worst crap music he's ever heard. He's like, when you got a song with only like one chord, and all you do is go, oh, the right stuff. Is that Weezer?
No. But what's really funny? I was listening to the podcast from last Thanksgiving, and you bashed Eddie Vedder on that podcast, saying like nobody can understand me, like, even flow, which I find is really funny because now you're like singing his praises.
Well, I after talking to the guy and realizing that his era was a moving era, he changed the face of music.
So next year you're gonna be talking to Rivers Cuomo at my wake, and you're talking about like how awesome he is, probably.
Well, I mean, I guess that is pretty much guaranteed. You probably won't make the playoffs next year. So Rivers, I mean, if that's the guy that you think would be at your team's funeral, I mean, if that's the guy that you
It'd probably be
resonate with,
Beck.
See, Beck, I would feel would be more fitting for you.
Yeah.
You go to more concerts.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Isotopes. So I talked to Eddie, and we decided that we'd write a song for the Isotopes representing their season.
Wow.
And
Wait, so you collaborated with Eddie
I
Vedder?
collaborated with Eddie Vedder, and it was a great session, man. I mean, stuff a legend. I can't even
Probably drinking bottles of wine.
bottles of wine. We were doing 8 balls. We were doing all kinds of stuff. Crack.
Eddie Vedder doesn't do crack.
Well,
That I know of.
that you know of. Yeah. Okay. Well then, just pot. Smoked a lot of pot.
All right, what'd you come up with?
Well, here we're gonna have it sung to you live today.
Oh, wait, from Eddie?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get him. You him on the phone or something?
Yeah. He's got a bit of a cold, so
Okay.
might not be as legendary, but still, he's gonna sing from the heart, and he's gonna really put forth his effort into it. So hopefully the Isotopes appreciate it from upstairs in the fantasy football heaven, and he does a little bit of his dance, even though we know that the Isotopes does not dance.
That's true, which you also talked about on last year's Thanksgiving podcast, which is hilarious.
Well, hopefully he just taps his foot. So that's what he does.
All right, let's get to the song.
Okay. Hey, you there, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm here, Matt. What's going on?
Sweet. I thought we were doing the funeral for the Isotopes, and
Oh, man, rest in peace. Rest in
Rest-
peace, Isotopes.
I know, right? So maybe we can do.
I'm their biggest fan, man.
Are
I'm
you
their
the biggest fan?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I love those guys.
You've been watching. Do you have a Isotopes champion shirt from the other year?
Oh, yeah, I do. I've all three, man.
All 3?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I know he comes to my shows all the time. He's usually in the front row. I always do a few songs for him. Ledbetter, anything he wants.
Nice. Did you buy the Isotopes bobblehead?
Oh man, I do. I have it right in my studio. Right, every time I wake up, I'm in the studio. It's right there.
Oh man, nice. I was out at your concert once. I saw a Isotopes bobblehead right by your mic.
Yeah, man. I try to tour with that whenever I can.
It's your lucky bobblehead.
It is. It's my lucky bobblehead for a good
Nice.
show.
Nice.
Oh, I got a little cold here, so
It's all right. You got a little bit of Elvis sound there too.
oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
No problem. You doing another cover of him? Maybe like Fools Fall in Love.
Whatever. Hey, if the Isotopes wants it, rest in peace. I'll play it for him.
Probably. I think actually you probably do one of the most romantic song Elvis ever sang, "In the Ghetto."
All right, man. I'll do whatever he wants.
All right. Well, here I think you should do his song here for him. They'd love to hear it. Maybe I'll join in. Who knows?
All right. Yeah. Is this a song we collaborated on?
It sure is.
Right after the wake.
Right after the wake.
After we got baked at the wake.
Bake and wake, baby. Then we ate those horseradish and cheddar chips.
That was nuts, man. And then we drank all that wine.
Oh man, the Merlot. The
Yeah.
fucking Merlot.
And then you got out those mushrooms.
Oh wow, dude. Did we end up in Atlantic City?
We might have. All right, let's do the song.
Jeez, oh man. All right, yeah. We don't want to talk about too much on TV, on live internet.
That's right. All right, here
All right,
we go.
Here we go. So this one's for you, Springfield.
Springfield Isotopes, rest in peace forever. Once divided, there's nothing left to subtract. Some trash was spoken, can't be taken back. He walks on his own, with thoughts he can't help thinking. Future's above, but in the past the isotopes are slow and sinking.
Caught a bolt of lightning. Curse the day he ever go. No playoffs, man. No playoffs, man. Isn't it something? No playoffs, man. We once believed
In every team he had built, one day we stiffened, took the other side. Empty stairs from each corner of a shared draft room. One just escapes, one's left inside the well.
and he who forgets will be destined to remember. No playoffs, man. no playoffs, man. Isn't it something? No playoffs, man.
Oh,
We don't want him. Oh, we won't feed him after he's gone away. Oh, to the sun, to the sun. Burn, burn, no, no, no playoffs, man. No playoffs, man. Isn't it something? No playoffs, man. No playoffs, man. No playoffs, man. Could have been something. No playoffs, man. Oh. Oh man, thanks, Eddie. That was a great sing along, buddy.
hey man, I'm just glad we could collaborate on somebody we both respect and love, the Isotopes.
Yeah, I respect and love them too. I hate the crap out of them too, but it's a whole love hate thing. But definitely, no, I'm gonna start listening to your music more.
All right, and
I
you're
really
gonna stop
feel you.
bashing me?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop bashing you.
Okay.
Maybe every once in a while just to chap Craig's hide, but you know how that goes.
I know. Well, if you don't mind, can I stick around for the rest of this week here?
You sure can, man.
The obituary?
Yeah, you enjoy it. Hey man, why don't you stay here and stick around and watch me in the playoffs?
Nah, man. I go down with my team. I go down with the Isotopes, the
you don't wanna get
Springfield
on the
Isotopes.
bandwagon?
Exactly.
That's okay. It's okay. I got some other people that watch me.
All right. Well, looks to me, I'm looking at his roster right now. Yeah, I've got time to do this. Looks like to me the cause of death, you can tell me if I'm wrong, cause of death, Matt Stafford and LeGarrette Blunt.
I would agree with you there, Eddie. I think you are 100% correct. I mean, Matt Stafford just really tanked this year. I mean, Calvin Johnson wasn't around, so that hurt. And even though he's throwing the Golden Tate like crazy, but LeGarrette Blunt really just stomped him. I mean, Steelers didn't use him that well, and he was a bad teammate. And then when Craig has him, he only gets like 2 points because he doesn't have him in the passing lane. So, yeah, I agree with you.
All right, man. And let me just take one more stab at this. Most likely survived by Antonio Brown and, believe it or not, LeGarrette Blunt.
Wow, Eddie, I think that's very fortuitous of you.
I'm kind of insightful when it comes to fantasy football.
I'm learning this. Well, definitely Antonio Brown. Everybody would agree with you on that because hands down, I think he's the best receiver in football.
Yep.
And
we'll get him in the third round, right?
third round, great pickup for Craig. I mean, oof, man, I'm just jealous that none of us are going to get to have that guy. I have him in a couple other leagues that I play in, but it's just so fun to watch him.
We don't care.
I know. Well, geez, Eddie, geez, just went back on your bandwagon. But and yeah, and also, I mean, I told Craig last year I went to 2 games and I was at both games where Antonio had like 198 yards and 2 touchdowns, and I told him that you wanted to win a championship, buy me tickets to the games, but Craig wouldn't do it. He didn't win. So anyway, but yeah, and Blunt could be, if he stays in England, he could screw over Jonas Gray and become their lead back.
I completely agree, man. Can I get in the league next year?
Well, we have we could put you at the top of the waiting list.
All right. I mean, can you kick somebody out like Josh?
Well, I mean, I've heard through the grapevine Josh isn't as interested in the league as he has been in recent years. Although I would hate to lose him, I do value him as a team in our league, but I'm not willing to kick him out for you, Eddie, because you're with Craig. There could be some collusion. But if Josh voluntarily leaves the league, I will call you up on tour wherever you're at and get you.
Well, if I ever do join this league and I make the playoffs, you know what song I'm going to be playing, right?
Jeremy?
Nope. Alive.
Oh, alive. I thought maybe Even Flow.
All right, man. Well, thanks for letting me stick around.
No problem, man. Hey, you keep on rocking.
I will.
This week's matchups. Nailed it. Did he do this twice?
And the first matchup of the week, we have the Detonators versus Midgets Baking Cookies. You son of a bitch. It took me this long to figure out that you're ripping on my mom. I buried you with that name, you despicable excuse for a human being. I'm going to obliterate your team this week. And I'm glad that you're already dead because I'm going to put you, you're 6 feet under now, I'm going to make you 12 feet under after this week. And this matchup could have meant something. It could have meant your ticket into the playoffs and my exit out of the playoffs. But unfortunately, you didn't have enough to get there, buddy. And you knew it from day one. And I'm so relieved that I don't have to have anything riding on this week. I can just kick back, put my feet up, and it's going to be even sweeter because I'm going to see you on Saturday. I'm going to rub it in your face. You son of a bitch. Anyways, I'm going with my team, the Detonators, over Midgets baking cookies. Baking damn good cookies, too, by the way.
They are good.
Just had one earlier. Chocolate chip. I won't be bringing any to Du Bois, that's for damn sure. And anyway, my team, I wish I could just actually bench them in real life just so they could rest and get ready for the playoffs. I have no idea who I'm going to be playing, but all I care is I'm going to be playing someone. On the other hand, Josh Hayward's going to be playing Andy Dalton as his quarterback. Joke. Brandon Oliver and Terrence West as your running backs. I wish I was playing. I wish this meant something just so I could crush you. And best thing you got going for you is maybe Seattle D, Jeremy Maclin, and obviously Des Bryant. That was the only good thing you did this entire year, and it didn't mean a thing. So anyways, good luck to you, Josh.
Oh, man, Josh. Brian's so mad at you. I mean, midgets bake cookies, direct insult on his mom. What the hell were you thinking? He's so mad. He wants to bring you back from the dead and kill you again. Then go down to New Orleans, somebody do voodoo, bring you back from the dead again, and then kill you again. But this time he's going to put your face first into the ground, and he's going to have some gay midget kill him, put him on top of you, and then you're going to be discovered 200 years later, and they're going to be like, that's Working Bull, dude. He was gay, and his lover was a midget.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. But what do you think of that, Josh? You're probably going to be scared. Josh, he's so mad. He's about to put another 5,000 miles on his Nissan Sentra, come down to your wherever the heck you live and kick your ass. I mean,
It would only take about 60 miles, but
he's gonna drive back and forth that many times it takes to do 5,000 miles, kick your ass repeatedly, shove a Denny's beer barrel pub hamburger down your throat,
15-pound burger.
15 pounds of fat. You don't want that, you twerking bull mother ever. Anyways, this matchup, I don't even need to go through the players. Brian's going to win it. He's got Drew Brees. You got Andy Dalton. What are you thinking? You got Des Bryant. A little bit too late, pal. Julius Thomas, Orange Julius. He only performs consistently when he's on my team. Go Brian. Detonators. Explode. All right, this week's matchup. Dub C Hooligans versus You Might Puddin'. Should be an amazing battle. It doesn't mean anything.
It could, actually, for Dub C.
Yeah, Dub C, if Dub C wins, as he is expected to, he could jump into third place,
Yeah.
I believe, because of his point total. And looking over the lineups, I think it's 100% possible. You got Rodgers versus New England. Sanders came back from the concussion a little early. I stick my foot in my mouth.
Me too.
Justin Forsett goes and has the game of his career to pluck Josh away from the playoffs.
Yep.
And he's starting Dan
Thank
Harrow.
you, by the way.
Yes, but thank you, by the way, as well. Both of us were rooting because Josh's exit means both of our entrances, hopefully. But the reason I'm going with Dub C is you might put it as that Jay Cutler
Against Detroit.
against Detroit. Crabtree against Seattle. And Indy versus that's actually pretty good. But you got DeMarco Murray. I don't know why this guy when they were watching that game and Odell Beckham,
Yeah.
amazing catch.
Yeah.
They were talking about him the whole time, and I thought to myself, why don't you talk about DeMarco Murray? This guy's got 100 rushing yards after 100 rushing, and it's 10 games of 100 yards
That's
rushing.
crazy.
Guy is just solid.
Yeah.
Best pick of the draft, I think, for what he's gone at. It doesn't matter. I just don't think it's the best pick of the draft, just because unless he gets hurt. And I'm not going to knock on wood, hopefully.
No.
Hopefully Bean doesn't either. I'm going with Bean, man.
Yeah, I agree. Bean, I remember a few weeks ago, very few short weeks ago, you weren't even in the playoff picture. You were down. I think you must be on a 4 or 5 game winning streak. I'm not going to look right now, but you definitely turned your season around. And I knew you had a solid team, and a lot of teams do, but you got lucky when you needed to. You're in the playoffs. You're going to go probably for third place. And I'm not going to lie, I don't want to play you. I don't want to play you in the playoffs. If I have to, I will. Obviously, we're men. The Detonators come to play. We're not pretenders. We're contenders. I'm starting to sound like Mike Tomlin, obviously. But
Nice.
But yeah, you my pudding. Your run was last year. You're gonna have to go and hide away for a year and come back, maybe with a new team name, possibly a new picture. It didn't work this year. It didn't scare us enough. Nobody was scared. We were scared last year, and it got you all the way to the finals. Dub C all the way, and thanks again for taking out Josh and burying him. It's great. And enjoy your Dolce Spud.
I owe you a Dolce Spud, as I owe Jimmy Huber a Guinness.
Awesome. You owe a lot of people a lot of things.
Who else do I owe?
Well, you're gonna owe me beer for the league after we tally up all these totals.
Very quite possible. I don't even know. Who
I have no idea.
Yes.
We're probably just gonna split it.
I believe that I predicted the Rook upsetting you though last week.
You did.
So I mean that's
And I also predicted that Tree would lose,
damn it.
so we're even there. We'll go back and look. Anyways, Dub C all the way. And the next matchup we have the regular season champ Jimmy, who's probably breathing a sigh of relief knowing that he's $60 richer. Is that how much he gets for that?
It's like 35.
35. Sorry, Jimmy. $35 richer. You could probably take your woman out to a movie. That's about it. You might be able to get popcorn.
In New Jersey?
Yeah, maybe, well, no popcorn. You're just getting
no
in.
popcorn. No popcorn at all.
You better sneak your popcorn in.
And make sure it's not a 3D movie like you like, Jimmy. It's got to be like a period piece.
But still get middle. Anyway, I'm sure you're excited that you're first place overall. Tree will not get his three-peat for Tree Pete. Anyway, this matchup doesn't mean anything for you. It means a lot for Nick Folian. He's the only one who has a pulse right now. We didn't bury him because he's mathematically eligible to come back. He's got 1 foot in the grave, and he could come back if he wins and Detling and I lose. If he gets more points than both of us, it'll probably bump Detling. I don't think it'll happen. He's got quite a few points to make up. Anyways, on to the matchup. Jimmy's starting the Bengals. Pretty much the entire Bengals team. We got Sanu, we got Hill, we got Bernard. And I don't like that combination going into the playoffs. Got too much riding on one team, but this week against Tampa Bay, I think they're going to get enough done to take down Nick Folian. Nick Folian's finally going to start Detling, Cal Orton at quarterback. So maybe he's going to try and take Detling down with his doppelganger, and we'll see if it comes off. He's also starting Booby Dixon. So, Booby. And he's going to go with his double tight end threat again. And Miami D versus New York Jets, that could be money. So, I'm still going to go New God's Mad Titans. And I don't think Nick Folian he doesn't have enough points to come back to get Detling anyway. So, what do you think, Det?
Well, that was a difficult matchup, as always. But first mistake is starting Kyle Orton, my doppelganger, because he has just as strong of a noodle arm as I do. So you're not going to get any points there. Sooner or later, Jimmy's Cincinnati trifecta has got to blow up in his face. But against Tampa Bay, this isn't the week. That's probably going to be the playoffs when it happens, and Jimmy's going to just burst at the seams. Now, the main thing about this, Jimmy has a loaded team. I've learned that. And everybody else has learned it too. Nick Foley and Dynamite. Maybe this is the second time he learns it. I can't remember if he won against him.
Probably. He only lost twice.
Oh yeah, probably. But you got a running back named Booby on your team. You got the two tight end monsters, but the problem with that is that you got Rashard Jennings there in the running back slot, and he does a lot of his work on the receiving screen passes. So that's going to hurt you. Pierre Garcon's going to hurt you because. Hold on, I'm getting a call. I'm going to let Brian talk to him because it's an urgent matter. But Pierre Garcon, not so good. They're going to start throwing that ball at Jordan Reed. At least that's what I pray for. Alshon Jeffries against Detroit could be good. We'll see tomorrow. Mike Wallace. Let's see here. Miami versus New York Jets defense is a good play. But when you go to Jimmy's, you got that Demaryius Thomas just scored 3 touchdowns. Andrew Luck versus Washington. He's going to be angry. He's going to throw that ball a lot. You got Colston.
You don't want to do Rizzo's?
Hill, Bernard, Matt Forte, Arizona D versus Atlanta. Should be pretty good, but I'm picking Jimmy. So I hope that you burn like the Hindenburg, Nick Foley and Dynamite, and I go into playoffs. So that's saying good luck.
Really.
All right, this next matchup, the battle for the basement. McCoy's Homeboys versus the Rook. The battle for the basement. The battle for the Phillip Rivers jersey. Possibly the battle for the Browns pin. This is a lot riding on it. Basically, both of you guys are saying, I know I suck, but I don't want to be the worst person in the league that sucks. And looking over this matchup, it's pretty clear to me who's going to win. It's Jason Huber, McCoy's Homeboys. He's got that fist raised up in the air in solidarity. And he's supporting everybody out there with his team. He's got Matthews, Marshall, and White, McCoy, Arian Foster, Minnesota Devers, Carolina, Tony Romo. Then you go over to the Rook. And you're like, Odell Beckham Jr., greatest catch ever, arguably. I could argue that a lot, but it was amazing nonetheless. Andre Johnson, the true number 2 receiver in Houston. Martavis Bryant could surprise us. T. Rich, S. Jackson, D. Laney Walker, Julian Edelman, projected at 16.71. I hope that's not true. I hope it's all Brandon LaFell, but that's just me. St. Louis versus Oakland, that's pretty good. But I got to go with Jay Huber. Predicting McCoy keeps his running goes crazy. I think he's coming back into shape, and it's way too late for Jay. But I hope you win, and I hope we have a new basement dweller who finds Pee Wee Herman's bicycle.
So, first off, hats off to the Rook for destroying me last week. 198 points wasn't enough, and didn't see that even coming close to a match. And you gave me one I couldn't even come and fight for.
Respect.
Gotta respect that. And I saw you call me out on Facebook. I respect that too. So anyway, I think that I'm going to concur with you, Mr. Detling. Not because you beat me last week, Rook, but I think you are going to be the captain going down with your ship, and I respect that. You're going to play Rivers, and you're going to lose with Rivers, and you're going to wear the Rivers jersey next year. Now, what'll be interesting to see is if you keep Rivers again, and I probably would.
I would too.
I think it'd be like
18th round
something
pick.
like that. I would still keep him. It's worth a gamble, even if he's your backup quarterback. So, but at least you'll have the jersey to match the quarterback, and maybe you can exercise the demon next year. And anyway, Jay, the drafted team that everyone's talked about for the entire year, I can't believe with a team like this, Romo, Marshall, White, McCoy, Foster, that's incredible. Like, I don't know how you're battling to get out of the basement because you're currently in the basement. But my prediction is you get your 3rd win. Rook, you get your 10th loss. But Jay's got you by like 200 points. So it's only fitting that he crawls out of the basement and the Rook takes the spot that is rightfully his.
Yeah. I'd also like to say, Jay, I know I'm the bully to your brothers, and I know I beat you the first time. I punched you so hard you fell to the ground, but you got back up. And you took that second hit like a man. And Jimmy, looks like the world's off balance again, brother.
On to the matchup of the week. In a week where not a whole lot matters, we know the playoff seeding for the most part, except for second place. Who is going to get the bye? This is the battle of the bye. By the Bayou. And we've got Possum Magic going up against FC Bahork. And first off, right off the bat, I was listening to last year's Thanksgiving podcast, and we were all singing Bahork's praises, pretty much guaranteeing him a playoff spot. And we all know what happened last year. It was a sad, sad day.
Crashed and burned.
Oh, man. But this year, he can't crash and burn out of the playoffs. He can only crash and burn out of second place, where he currently sits. Where Possum Magic thought he had the stranglehold on, but he lost last week like I predicted. This week, however, as much as I hate to say it, I'm giving this one to Possum Magic. He's got some decent matchups. I think Detroit tomorrow on Thanksgiving is going to carve up these Chicago Bears and eat them for Thanksgiving dinner. I think also Ingram's going to run all over Pittsburgh. You got Donnell going against Jacksonville. Trey Mason going against Oakland. He's got some decent matchups up and down. Peyton Manning against KC. He'll still get 50 points regardless. And then on the other side, I got that Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection. But against Arizona, it might be tough. again, it's hard to say who's going to take this down, but I don't like Mercedes Lewis as his tight end. I'm not crazy about Lynch against San Francisco. He's getting worn down. Buffalo versus Cleveland. Now that Gordon's back, and you got the running backs, Crowell and West running pretty good. All signs are pointing to Possum, but if I had to choose with my heart, I'd choose FC. What say you, Det?
Oh man, the battle for the bye on the bye by the bye. This is tough. Tree versus Bajork. I look at your lineups. They make me sick. Sick with jealousy. Peyton Manning, Jordy Nelson, Julio Jones, Marshawn Lynch, Alfred Morris, C.J. Anderson. Oh man, Mark Ingram. I'm just joking about Mark Ingram. Calvin Benjamin. Listen, man, this is an important game. The battle for second place. I'm going with Justin Bajork. I don't know how you could pick Tree. Peyton Manning.
I just told you how.
Peyton Manning. All right. Well, listen. C.J. Anderson, dude, is going crazy. Alfred Morris, Marshawn Lynch, powerful running backs. Julio Jones and Jordy Nelson. The vaunted Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection. Buffalo versus Cleveland in Buffalo. Dude, I just think Justin's going to pull this one out, and I think he's going to cruise into the bye.
I hope you're right.
And I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want Matt Ryan to be in the bye. I want Matt Ryan in the playoffs. I do not want to see Peyton Manning until like the second round.
Good point. So you really want to see Tree Size.
Yeah, I'm picking Justin, but in my heart, I'm hoping Tree Size.
Wow. Good point. Yeah, I don't want to play Peyton Manning in the playoffs. And regardless, it's going to be interesting because more than likely Bean's going to win, which will bump him up to third. So the loser of this is going to probably drop to fourth and play whoever's in fifth place between me and you. So, God, I could be seeing Peyton Manning.
You could be. Welcome back to the playoffs, Brian.
Well, hey, it's better here than sitting on my couch.
True.
So, well, there's a lot going on the line this week, and it's going to start tomorrow on Thanksgiving Day with 3 games. So we're going to learn a lot after one day. Normally we learn just a couple games, a couple people. So good luck to everybody, and good luck to everybody who made the playoffs officially, and those of us like Deadling and I who are praying that we still make it in. And I guess that's everything for the week, huh?
Well, we got one more, but we'll get to it.
Okay. Oh, well, I think we already got to it.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I thought I was out staring out the window. I wasn't paying attention.
At all those Wimber hotties.
Damn right. Wimber, since I left high school, all the girls have gotten hotter. I mean, I don't know how it is. And I've gotten older and balder and fatter.
All right, you ready, Matt?
I'm ready, Brian.
There we go.
We're back at the Tonto's Demise podcast, and we've got this very special interview for you guys today. We got, we'll do a roll call here. We got Jay Houston. Jay Houston?
Here?
Wait, who?
Jay Houston?
I don't even know what's going on.
And we got C-Rag.
Here.
C-Rag?
Here.
Oh, hell no.
What's happening?
Hell no. My boy Brian's been teaching in the suburbs for 15 years. He knows your name's not C-Rag. It's Craig. And Jay Houston? Give me a break if you think that's your real name. You don't respond to that shit. It's Justin. It's Justin. And my name's Manat. All right. Now that we got the roll call going, my boy B-Rain. Let's talk about the things we're thankful for Thanksgiving. Brian, you want to start?
No,
No.
I'm not ready yet.
Justin.
I'm thankful for 3 things. I'm thankful for our Owen Daniels getting his knee scoped,
You're a dick.
Detling needing a tight end, and Alfred Morris currently being on my team.
I panicked, all right?
Alrighty, Craig, you want to go next?
No.
All right, Deli, we're over to you.
All right. 3 things I'm thankful for. Let's see here. I'm thankful for the guy that hacked into celebrities' iPhones and gave me naked pictures of Kate Upton, Jennifer Lawrence, and several others.
Appropriate.
when am I not inappropriate? I'm thankful for possibly being in the playoffs. Side note, I'm still thankful for, was it jeggings? Is that what that was you were thankful for last year?
Yoga pants?
Yoga pants. Yoga pants I'm still thankful for.
It's racist.
Is it? Is it? Well, I mean, I'm also thankful that Black Friday started early in Ferguson and I wasn't there.
Oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
expect nothing less from you. Let's see here. 3 things that I'm thankful for. One, for not only getting into the playoffs, but backing into the playoffs. Nothing like losing my way into the playoffs. Second thing I'm thankful for is that Tree Size did not get the overall season championship. And the third thing is that I'm just going to go with the Rook. He's probably going to get the Rivers jersey, which I think is just fitting because he's probably going to keep Rivers next year. So he can have the jersey to go along with his quarterback. So if I think of anything else, I'll add it in there.
All right, number one, I'm definitely thankful for Antonio Brown. Deciding to keep him over Alfred Morris.
Oh, twice burned.
Twice burned on Alfred Morris. I'm actually thankful that I'm not going to make the playoffs this year. Because it's a lot of you guys don't understand how much hard work it is to make the playoffs every year. A guy needs a break every now and then, like once every 5 or 6 years. Just gotta take a break and let somebody else have it.
It's a life lesson.
It is.
I totally understand what you're going through.
I have no idea what you're going through.
I'm going to add real quick. I'm thankful that I'm making the playoffs for the second time. Just so you guys know, I was in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Thank you. That was more Delling than me, but I concurred. I concurred. Anyways, back to Craig.
Let's see. Third thing. I don't know. I think two's enough for me.
Okay, nice even number. You just must be really thankful you didn't make the playoffs. That must be what it is. That counts as 2. And I think we all are, especially me.
3's an unlucky number, so I'm just gonna go with 2.
Isn't it the magic number?
Yeah, it is.
That's 1.
It's a magic
one?
number.
I think number 3 in Chinese
Takes 3
means
legs.
death.
To make a tripod or to make a table stand, it takes 3 wheels to make a vehicle called a tricycle. Every triangle has 3 corners. Every triangle has 3 sides. No more, no less.
It's impressive.
You don't have to guess. It's 3, can't you see? It's a magic number.
I don't know how he has such useless information in his head. Like it just sticks in there.
Schoolhouse rocks, baby.
Can you tell me all the concert tickets that you had on your window in your bedroom that are probably still stuck there today?
No, they're actually up in my bedroom here.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They are not.
They are. I have them in a cup.
No, these ones were like glued to the wall.
I didn't have any glue. They were all pinned to the wall.
I can tell you that Nick Foley and Dynamite would probably be jealous because of all the Kid Rock and Uncle Cracker stickers
Stop it. Stop it.
that you had around your windowsill.
Because I went away for a week or something somewhere, and I came back and had.
You went on tour with him?
I went on tour with Uncle Cracker, and I came back, and someone who was not in the playoffs this year decided to paste my wall with Uncle Cracker and Kid Rock stickers.
Did that tour include the concert at the Abruzzi?
Yes,
So you're a crackerhead?
maybe.
But anyways, getting back to things we're thankful for, the perfect storm, I'm sure everyone knows, is probably going to happen, where Craig was not in the playoffs the year that I won, 5 years ago to the day pretty much, and Detling and I squared off.
6
Well, yeah, 6 years. Sorry.
Get it right.
Good
Get it
point.
right, Brian.
I've been out for 5 years as a
Get it
6th
right
year.
and pay the price.
Which he said, Craig said last year, which I love. Our annual salute your shorts quote. But anyways, I'll see you in the finals, Detling.
Oh, I like it. But I mean, I don't know if you know this, but like you said, last time you were in the playoffs, Craig wasn't in the playoffs. But also, the last 2 years, I believe it was the 6th seed that won the championship. Am I correct?
I believe so.
I believe, and I believe so far I am the 6th seed.
Ooh, that looks good for Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, Nick Foley. Nick
Nick
Foley and Dynamite gonna sneak in there for 6th place.
No, sir. No, sir. He did not.
Well, Nick Foley Dynamite was one of the ones who did win the championship after
He was.
being the 6th seed.
But no, 6th seed has won it twice. So we will see. Maybe it'll be my time to step up to the big table
Maybe
and have a beer with Craig.
Maybe it'll happen a third time, and Jim will get his second championship.
Which would be incredible. First, last, first.
Yeah.
It's a good pattern.
I don't know why you're so on about this, Detling. I don't know why you want the 6th seed to win so bad. When
1,000 plagues on you, my brother.
I just don't want Detling to win because then he'll have 3. And I don't want Kevin Bean to win because then he'll have 3. And I don't want Jimmy to win because then we'll have to drive to New Jersey.
That's all. Yeah.
And I don't want Tree to win because he's Tree. And I don't want.
You want me to win?
You and me!
I don't.
Me.
I don't-
Me.
I don't want Brian to win because
Ah.
he doesn't. He doesn't have Brandon Jacobs.
so,
And I don't want. I don't want Justin to win
damn it!
because he's not me.
Wait, who's left?
So we all tie. Or the
A six-way tie?
The world ends.
The championship game is going to be a tie, and it's going to come down to bench players. So
But there's still a winner, so I think you're predicting that the only way that you'll be happy is the apocalypse.
something's going to happen,
Yeah.
and the end of the world is going to come.
You don't sound very thankful for being out of the playoffs. Sounds like you have a lot of resentment.
No, not at all.
All right, so first question is I guess is pretty obvious. Why are we sitting in your kitchen and not the kitchen of love?
Because the kitchen of love is crazy right now. There's people out, and I don't like people.
And my follow-up question is, where's the love?
I am the love.
There's not enough.
We're not all out of love.
And my other question is, why didn't you give Craig the memo I sent you?
Which memo was that?
The memo about. Did you get the memo? Yeah. Why didn't you forward that to Craig?
I'm not sure what we're talking about right now.
Bean
The-
got the memo.
The memo about everybody
Sent that
from
memo.
Western PA to make the playoffs.
The only person that didn't get the memo apparently was Craig.
I thought I sent it to him. Maybe I forgot to pay my cell phone bill that month, and it didn't get passed along.
Craig, did you get the memo?
No.
And my
Why would you give the memo to the most forgetful person that you know?
Yeah.
That is kind of your fault, Brian.
yeah, I apologize. But
Because of you, I might have to drive to Jersey.
possibly,
And not for White Castle.
No, not for White Castle.
which you've done once already.
Once.
Hopefully not again.
Racist.
Racist. Drink.
Shrink.
The following statement I'm going to make is something that I think is really interesting, and it could possibly happen, but nowhere near the way that anyone expected it to happen. There could be 2 playoff teams that are 6 and 7, neither one of them being Craig. It could be me and Detling making playoffs at 6 and 7. And how does that make you feel, Jet?
Pretty bad for being 7 and 6 last year and not making the playoffs.
That's what I was implying, and you read it right into my question. But yeah, I think it's an interesting little thing. Craig, did you notice that?
Of course I did.
I know you did. You notice everything. But yeah, I was listening to the podcast on the way over here from last year, and I was thinking, like, we all thought Jet was going to make the playoffs, and 7 and 6 just didn't do it.
It's weird that 2 6 and 7 teams make the playoffs. The Detonators and Nick Foley and Dynamite. I mean,
Are you going to beat a dead horse all night? Really? Are you going to also point out because Alfred Morris? It's not going to happen, sir. I'm going to play you in the 3rd seed. I'm going to kick your ass.
You know, Nick Foley and Dynamite, I think he only needs about 80 points on Detling, so
I thought I only needed 50.
as a 50, that's really doable.
Yeah.
It would be 80 to beat the Detonators.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Which technically doesn't.
I could win.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Technically, if he gets 80 and they both lose, Detling still loses?
No, unless I make more than 30 points that Brian has on me.
If Detling wins and I lose and Nick Foley gets more than 80 points on me, I'm out. right?
I believe so. Yes.
So that's the only way that I would be on Delling wouldn't be, which is highly unlikely. But we'll see what happens. Me and Nick Foley and Dynamite sounds a lot better than
No.
agreed.
Here's what's going to happen. Justin's going to lose the tree. He's going to go to third place. Then he's going to play me in the 6th seed. And that trusted connection between Matt Ryan and Julio
It
Jones.
won't be third place. Dub C will be third place.
Dub C will be third place. I'll be
Here's what's going to happen.
You have no idea what's gonna happen.
Justin's going to be 4th, and I'm going to be 5th seed. And then that trusted Matt Ryan and Julio Jones connection is going to fail him. And Aaron Rodgers is going to all of a sudden just throw to Randall Cobb all day. And by some miracle, Jordy Nelson, the whole league figures out that he's actually a receiver. That doesn't leave him completely wide open. And I'm going to kick his ass. And he's not going to be able to say anything.
What's Alfred Morris going to be doing in that scenario?
He's going to get 20 yards or 40 yards like he did when he was on my team.
That is possible now that RG3 got benched. I'm a little worried about that. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly. Yeah. And that Colt McCoy will be back. I believe Jordan Reed's going to start getting some catches. Get a target 10 times a game, might get 7 catches for 70 yards.
You got to make the playoffs first, though, right?
Yeah. This is all hypothetical, of course.
The only thing we do know is that Jimmy has won the overall season championship. He's probably loving every second of this because nothing matters. He's got 2 weeks off until he has to play anybody, and more than likely it's going to be probably me.
You know what, Jimmy? You can sit there and play Superman all you want with your fake little curl and your fake little Lois Lane. I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm going to get you this time. I'm the Kryptonite. You're dead. I'm the Huber Squasher. I squashed your brother twice. I don't know if Superman has a little brother. I believe he died. So I guess when you beat one Huber twice, does that count as death?
I hope whenever you do all this squashing, you have Craig right by your side feeding you all your lines, because clearly you can't do it by yourself.
Every villain needs a sidekick. And he could be my mini-me.
I think Jimmy's going to be a little bit upset to find out that Craig's betraying him. You know, Judas over here.
You can already ask Jimmy. He knows that I am the puppet master.
Okay, this next piece is not really a question, but it's more a little bit of a commentary of what was going on in the world the last time Kabisik didn't make playoffs and the last time that I actually made the playoffs and won a championship.
You sure you have this right? Because you said 5 years and it's actually 6 years.
2009, all right?
2008.
2008, 2009. Was that 2000?
2008.
All right, 2008. Well, that might be a year late. Anyways, here's what happened, roughly. iPhone 2 was introduced, which is crazy. We had the Black Eyed Peas at the top of the charts. Don't even know what song it was.
Fergalicious.
I think Dutling is still waiting to get his iPhone 2.
Yes.
You're a dick.
It was also the same year the Steelers won the Super Bowl. It was also the year that Chris Brown smacked up Rihanna.
Smack my bitch up.
It was also the same year that Tiger Woods went on his little
Sexcapade?
sexcapade.
Sextathlon?
Yes, sexathlon. That's good. It was also the year that 3D movies became popular, and the number one movie was Avatar. And it was also the year that Michael Jackson died.
Ooh.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I think it's interesting how far things have come since I've even seen the light of the playoffs.
I'm still pretty sure that Dubsy Hooligans had something to do with Michael Jackson dying.
Do you think when Michael Jackson was up standing in line to see if he got into heaven, he was singing I'm looking at the man in the mirror?
He very well could have.
I mean, if I supposedly diddled children, I'd be looking to make a change.
I can see that. Judd, any thoughts?
No, I can't remember back that far. I wasn't in the league. It didn't matter.
See, that's how far back it was. FC Bahork didn't even exist. That proves it all. I should have started with that.
Did there exist back then?
Probably. I mean, he existed, but was he in the league? I don't know.
I think that he was. There was stuff. We still had Jim Pyro, Dutling's mom.
Yes. And Bigler was probably in the league.
Probably. I think we still had Disco Inferno.
Bigler was in the league.
Yep.
No, wait, I don't know if he was.
2008.
Yeah.
The large
There was-
Large Hadron Collider was activated in 2008.
Interesting.
The financial collapse
Yep.
started.
It's true.
Now it makes sense. Why didn't I realize it?
This is what we have to look forward to. Is there going to be a financial collapse? Because I need to adjust my stocks and bonds.
I didn't realize so much weighed, on Tonto's demise that it's actually like the linchpin of everything. It's holding everything together. It's the keystone for the entire economic system in America.
So as you say, you better represent Pittsburgh.
Thomas Beatty, the pregnant man, appeared on Oprah.
I remember that.
Tonto's demise is a global linchpin. I think everybody knows that.
That's true.
Yep. We're not going to sit here and let Jet scroll through all the news from 2008, but it is interesting.
Like I said before, if anybody else was a 3-time champion, you would know that the kind of press that you get, the constant attention, the demand for attention, and the goodwill tours that I go on every now and then.
The Goodwill tours in Afghanistan.
Hey, a goodwill tour is a goodwill tour. It doesn't matter.
He speaks to a bunch of men, no women. I mean, when I had my 2-time champion, I did my tours in like Trinidad and Tobago. I went and saw the Women of the Amazon, a bunch of Wonder Women, fantastic.
So we're talking about your seed spreading tours.
My seed spreading tours, they're all confined to the rainforest.
You don't let your mom listen to us.
Yeah.
Since you and Bean are both 2-time champs, did you guys have to go on tour together and kind of share the wealth?
Those are well. Here's the deal when it comes to Bean.
Eskimo Brothers?
No. Listen, Bean is so creepy that we couldn't. It was impossible for us to be Eskimo brothers. We were once at a speaking event, and outside, and he had a tent, and he invited all these 18-year-old girls back to his tent. He's the only person in his campground with a tent. He said, "Hey, girls, you want to come into my tent? I have an alarm clock and a guitar
And a massage
and
table.
a massage table." And yeah, and I'm just like, "Dude, what are you doing?" He's like, "Shut up, man! You're killing my vibe."
And Bigler.
And Bigly, and he tried to do like the Running Man into the tent to like lure them in. And I just said, "Do you girls want to come back to my hotel suite? I got some crystal, not your girl, not your girl.
Crystal meth?
I'm not supposed to talk about those days. Yeah, some crystal and Cristal.
They're like, you're so lame.
Cristal and Cristal. Yeah, but when they had to pick between who was lamer, they went with me, and we had some fun.
When they went with who was lamer, they picked you.
Well, they saw that Bean was the lamest, so.
But you said
contradicted yourself there.
they had to choose between who was lamer, and they picked you.
Fine, I was lamer, but I still got the women, and he didn't. He had Bigler in a tent with him.
And a plate of bacon.
And that's why we call him Kevin Bacon.
But you were both wearing fedoras, so I don't know.
And infinity scarves.
Are you pleading the fifth on that, or what?
I do not try to look like Jason Mraz on a daily basis, okay?
It just happens naturally.
It just happens naturally. You trying to compare me with Kevin Bean with fedoras? I don't have a flavor saver under my chin.
The only song you know how to play on guitar is "Crash" by Dave Matthews Band, isn't it?
I have no comment. I thought it was I believe it's
Oh wait, it's not on guitar. It's on Guitar Hero.
it's gonna go yeah, it's on Guitar Hero.
Wow. I can see why you won most lame.
Wow.
All right, well, bottom line, 2008, 2009 was a great year, and, history has a way of repeating itself. That's all I had to say. That's why I brought that all up.
So you're saying that you'll make the playoffs once every 6 years
And win once every 6 years.
and buy yourself a shitty trophy.
Once every 6 years, yeah.
So Craig's gonna have like 4 trophies in 24 years in his house.
Yeah. Did you find the one that Delling put there?
Did you not watch the recap video?
I watched the beginning, but that's all I got to see.
That's all you needed to see. The answer was in the beginning.
That was good. Last question before we move on to this week's matchup. You did? I didn't think you actually did any work.
I didn't do any work.
All right, well, my last question
Questions are gonna be obvious.
is, Craig, like, do you just now go around shirtless all the time? Like, why are you not wearing a shirt?
Greatest thing.
That is a good question. And I really don't know. I've always done it. I just don't know why it's so funny.
So in the kitchen of love, you're usually shirtless?
Usually.
It's really awkward and kind of dangerous a lot of the time. Sometimes his chest hair starts singeing when he's on the grill, and like
Michael Jackson?
I have to say, Craig, you got a little fire down there. And I'm like, oh, here it goes again.
We know he's hot and everything, but yeah, usually he's not on fire.
All I gotta say is it took me 35 years to see Craig with his shirt off. It's probably gonna take me another 35 to see his cousin Foy with his shirt off.
Is that a request?
No, it's not, because from what I heard, his nickname is Papa John's.
You can ask anybody, though. Everybody already knows that I always have some fire down there.
Oh!
Wow.
I was talking about your chest.
Oh.
Are you
Awkward.
implying that you have an STD?
No.
The crotch fire?
No.
He has red hair, but only on his dong.
You have hair on your dong? What is your dong, like a troll?
I have a rare condition. I got ginger penis.
He just got out of the turkey leg penis, but now he has a ginger penis, not a ginger penis. I'm so shocked right now.
Oh, man.
Did you get the ginger penis by banging a ginger?
No, I was born with it.
How were you born with the ginger penis?
He just usually shaves it.
Do you use a Mach 3?
Or I color it, usually.
Just for men.
Or bronies?
I believe it's some kind of Axe product.
I don't know why we talk about Craig's penis so much on Thanksgiving.
It's always Thanksgiving. I don't know what it is. The curse of the ginger penis is a terrible disease. I've heard stories about it. Legends.
Pray
I've never
that
seen one.
your children don't get ginger penis.
Ginger turkey leg penis.
That would be quite a show. I think that'd be like right out there with
It
the
would be
bearded
a-
lady.
I'd have my own entire subgenre of pornography for turkey leg ginger penis.
Pee Wee Herman would probably watch it.
You son of a bitch, take it back.
I will not take it back. All right, I got one more question for you, fellas. It's the most important question of the night. What is your favorite Taylor Swift song?
I don't know any Taylor Swift songs.
I don't really have a favorite.
I don't know any Taylor Swift songs either.
What's yours, Dowling?
Shake It Up or something? Is it a Shake,
It Up?
Is that a song?
That is a song.
No.
I think Shake It Up.
Is this segment really backfiring for you?
I thought you guys.
Did you really think we all have a favorite Taylor Swift song?
I thought you guys were with the younger generation.
Yeah, Taylor Swift's terrible, though.
Yeah, but Craig likes 18-year-olds. That's his age
It
bracket.
doesn't make Taylor Swift any better.
But he'll have something to talk to them about.
That's why I'm into Miley.
You realize that we are now, you and I, Detling, are no longer in the 18 to 34 age bracket.
That doesn't. I mean, that wouldn't stop you from going after an 18-year-old.
I'm
She
just
showed
saying,
interest.
Does that make you feel old?
Not 34 to 18-year-old bracket.
18 to 34.
We're now in the 35 to 49.
Brian and Justin are still in it.
Boom.
Barely.
Now we're at 35 to 49.
Well, I mean, the fact that they're in it doesn't really
We're
concern us, is
we're
because they're taken.
We're being grouped in with 50-year-olds.
Dear God, does that mean we're gonna get AARP magazines soon?
I thought you were going to say
I hope
AIDS.
so.
You hope. What'd you say?
I thought you were going to say AIDS.
So, what kind of women are we supposed to go after? What age bracket? I want to get where do we look for it? I don't want to date anybody over 40. I want to have like a possibility of having kids. I mean, once you hit 30, the uterus starts drying up, right? There's an old wives' tale.
Tell that to my wife. To my wife.
Who? How old's your wife?
33.
How old's Liam?
2.
Oh, well, she got before the drying came dry.
What does any of this have to do with fantasy football?
Or Taylor Swift.
I don't know.
What's your question?
What is your question?
What's your real question?
What's your major malfunction? How does it feel to be out of the playoffs, Craig? There you go.
He's covering up his Taylor Swift question with how does it feel to be out of the playoffs?
Great follow-up.
It is. I've kind of been expecting it for a while now, so I've had some time to properly prepare myself, get adjusted to having a very much less stressful December, not having to worry about it. Let somebody else, like I said, let somebody else, maybe Justin, get his first one. I know Tree's been really pining every year for just to get one.
Jimmy.
Maybe I'll just be a nice guy this year and just let one of those, just let them get one, and they'll be in the league forever. They'll never be able to quit.
It sounds like you enjoy not being in the playoffs so much that you should just do it every year.
That's a horrible idea.
1, 2, and oh no, he'll be in 4. I was gonna say, chances 1, 2, and 4 will be the people without any championships. I thought it was 1, 2, and 3, but Kevin will be in 3rd place.
Yes. After this week.
Hopefully that'll work out.
Are we all in agreement that out of all the 6 people that get in the playoffs, Kevin B can't win?
Absolutely.
I would even rather Jimmy win over Kevin Bean. I'm pretty sure.
I would rather have Jimmy win.
I'd rather drive to New Jersey than Kevin Bean win.
Same here, and it goes double for Detling.
Triple.
Absolutely, because then Kevin would get his 3rd yellow jacket, and I don't want to. No, I would be the only one.
That would be so sexy.
No one else.
Woot.
No one else can have 3 until I get at least 4. Oh, hey, guys, I just remembered what could be the 3rd thing, or what is the 3rd thing this year that I'm thankful for. And that is the fact that Justin Forsett ran for 35 points this week and prevented the Twerk and Bowl Cuts from getting a win and possibly sneaking his way into the playoffs, being led by one Des Bryant into the playoffs, because if that had happened and Josh had made into the playoffs and at least gotten somewhere in the playoffs, not saying he's going to win it, he would have won it all, but if he would have made the playoffs and being led by Des Bryant, I know for sure that I would not stop hearing about it for at least the next decade or so. And so thank you to Justin Forsett for having the game of your life when I needed you the most.
I also am very thankful that didn't happen, because then Josh would have had a chance to beat me. It would have been a heads-up matchup. Whoever won was in, and I feared that day. So I'm really thankful that this Sunday I can just sit back and just crush him without any worry. And if I get beat, oh well.
True. I'm also thankful to Justin Forsett as well, because if Josh won, he would have a chance to get in the playoffs. And if I didn't get in the playoffs and he did, he would have been like, see, Delling, I got in the playoffs. I didn't even need Jabbar Gaffney to do it. So I'm very thankful.
Well, Brian, you should be a little bit worried, because it always is a possibility that Josh might beat you by 300 points.
Josh beats me by 300 points. I'll give him my first round pick next year.
Oh!
You heard it here first. Which will be crazy if he actually does it.
He'll deserve it.
And you bench your running backs.
And I'll bench all my running backs and my flex.
What's next year?
I'm Detling.
All right, another matchup we have here is the Detling Squasher versus the Hubert Squasher. We got quite a matchup here. We got Matt Stafford versus Roethlisberger so far. Stafford throwing to Calvin Johnson. And you got the Josh Gordon, Randall Cobb connection. not connection, triumvirate. And then you got Ryan Matthews and Le'Veon Bell, old man Owen Daniels, Brandon LaFell, Swisham and San Francisco D. And then on the other side, you got Antonio Brown, best receiver in football, Jamal Charles, LeGarrette Blunt, kiss my ass, Landry, Golden Tate, and Kenny Stills. And I'm here with none other than the Detling Squasher himself, self-proclaimed Detling Squasher, considering that he had already lost to me once this year. Probably going to lose it to me for the second time. Now, I'm picking myself, obviously, just because my team's so good. I'm ready to go to the playoffs. I'm ready to fight every way for that trophy. Le'Veon Bell against New Orleans, you can't stop that, man. You saw what Forsett did. Now watch a quality running back. Perhaps get his second game in a row with 200 yards rushing.
And your response, Mr. Kubisic?
Let me take a look at this, because looking up and down these rosters and these lineups, I'm kind of confused because it looks like my team, it really looks like the 2014 Springfield Isotopes. They're not playing the Huber Squashers, they're playing the 2013 Springfield Isotopes. You got Ben Roethlisberger as your starting quarterback. You got Calvin Johnson. You have, San Francisco defense. And, I don't know why you only have those guys in your starting lineup. On your bench, you have Tom Brady, Darren Sproles. I just don't understand. I'm having a hard time telling the difference between
Which one is your team?
which one is my team, or is there some kind of, did something happen with Yahoo that they're I'm looking at my team now. I'm just comparing teams from year to year, or what's going on? But
Are you playing yourself?
I'm always playing myself. I'm pretty sure.
So who are you going with? Which isotopes are you going with?
Which squasher am I going with?
Squasher.
Well, of course, I'm going with the Detling Squasher. Got the, I think, I banked on this a couple weeks ago. Everybody was well aware. It failed to come through for me. I think this week is going to be it. Matthew Stafford to Golden Tate. Calvin Johnson, you're watching him play, he just doesn't seem like he's totally right. I don't know if it's his ankle. I read something about his elbow. He's just, I don't know. It's just not his year this year. Brandon Cooks went down, so Kenny Stills is going to perform. Landry's coming out of nowhere, doing good. LeGarrette Blunt, he's gonna take out his aggression once again on the New York Jets. Let's see. And of course, there's it. Like I said, you got Antonio Brown. I know he's going to be in the flex. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he throws a touchdown pass this week. He's been known to do it in the past. He's probably gonna do it. He might do it again this week. As for the Huber Squashers, you got Ben Roethlisberger, so we got each quarterback thrown to the receiver. So that's basically gonna even out. Probably a little bit. Depends on, like I said, Golden Tate. Randall Cobb, he's going against the New England defense. I think we've seen what they've done to the Indianapolis Colts and who was it last week? Detroit Lions. They shut them down last week. So Cobb is probably going to be stuck on Revis Island this week. Not going to do too much. Ryan Matthews, he's a bum. He's always hurt. He's playing at Baltimore. Nothing. That's as a Huber Squasher, it's garbage.
Garbage.
You got Brandon LaFell in the flex, so you're not going with the Tom Brady to Brandon LaFell connection.
I might.
Which boggles my mind. You might. San Francisco playing Seattle, that could be a tough one. I think this one's going to be a close matchup, though. I think this one's going to be decided by 0.75. It's going to be decided by less than 1 point. But the Detling Squashers are going to come out on top on this one.
You know what, Craig? Here's what I gotta say. You're not making the playoffs. You haven't shown any emotion. Where's the guts? Where's the glory? Haven't you lived? You need to live in life. Haven't you climbed to the top of the mountain? 45-minute walks after you got to the top of the mountain. do it the ski lift, do another mountain, just to see the sunset. Haven't you kissed a girl so hard at the airport that you knew it was the last time you were ever going to see her, and it was done after 4 years? That's living right there. That's emotion. Haven't you been in college and you had to sleep with a girl just to feel the warmth of her bed because you were homeless? That's life, man. That's living. Haven't you just gotten a plane ticket and gone somewhere? Just to go? Iceland? Haven't you gone to, like, Mexico? What if I drove up to you and said, hey, let's go to Virginia Beach right now? Would you say yes?
Maybe.
No, you wouldn't say yes. So, well, let me check this and that. I gotta go to work. Justin might have to cover me. Trying to help you here, man. I want you to be emotional. You didn't make the playoffs. I want to show some goddamn emotion. I want a new Craig. On your days off, I want you to go to some place, take pictures and send them to me. I want you to go back to Vermont. I want you to go back to Massachusetts. Take me some pictures. You've never been to Massachusetts.
I've never been to Massachusetts.
Okay, well, you're going to go there and then you're going to go back there. Take some pictures for me. Maybe you're going to do the route that Paul Revere rode. Point is, I want you to get out there. I want you to live, Craig. I want you to see it as more than life to fantasy football. I want some emotion. Next year, I want you going crazy. I want you flying all over that room. And for God's sakes, I want you to hang that Hail to the Thief poster up. It's driving me nuts just sitting there on the floor, okay? The other thing I applaud you so far this week in your video cast was the fact that you look damn close to Edgar Allan Poe with your hairstyle. It might have been the 3 days of not sleeping, but it's one of the best things I've seen in a long time. I'm going me by 0.75. Show some emotion.
That's my new favorite Taylor Swift song.
I think that is an Iggy Azalea song? Show some emotion?
I don't know. I should know. I don't know.
It's probably a.
You see this? I try to get him to show emotion. He stays calm. He stays even keel. Well, if he won $1 million, you think he'd crack a smile?
He'd be grinning for sure, ear to ear.
But he wouldn't say anything.
No, this would be a big smile.
Hey. At least he's not giving up.
No. He's not. You know, I kind of think the last time I saw him show emotion was at the strip club. When he walked through the door and he put $1 in his mouth and he went to the girl, "Come on, baby. Come on."
Isn't that proper etiquette?
Well, I guess so. I don't know. I never walked right up to the stage.
Where else would you want to be?
Not the girl standing at the pole. I'm going for the girl to come to me. I'm paying for it. She better come to me. I don't want to come to her.
Then that's why you're single.
What are you saying? That you pay for it?
You want them to. They have to come to you.
It's a strip club.
I'm talking about life.
Oh, you're talking about life now.
This is the strangest this week's matchup ever, by the way.
One way or another, you always pay for it.
Says the man with a wife and 2 kids.
So, any final comments on the matchup? This is fantasy football, by the way.
Talking about, I thought this was Vagina Talk with Matthew Detling.
Vagina talk.
This was the vagina monologue, I think.
No, but we could have the taint monologue.
That's disgusting.
I'd be like, my taint is small, but my taint is strong. Haven't you ever seen the girl from Flight of the Conchords, the stalker? She has taint monologues on YouTube. Check it out.
I'll take your word.
Check it out. Don't take it word. You're gonna miss some comedic genius.
I think the podcast is going to be like 5 minutes this week because it's all going to get all this stuff is going to get edited
I
out.
think it all should get edited out.
Should but won't.
We should end it here right now.
If we were smart, we would end it right now.
Yeah.
Message is for the manager of Midget's Baked Cookies. I thought we were pinochle buddies, Josh. What happened? I'm hurt and very confused by it all. Well, you're cut off. Kiss any future cookies goodbye. I may not ever make it to the 5-foot mark, but I have more class in my pinky than you could ever dream of. I hope my son crushes you this week. Go Detonators! Oh, and enjoy watching the playoffs from your couch, Josh.